Boom, boom. This is Ken. Everybody, welcome back to the channel. All right, we got a bunch of stuff to cover today. We've got some new events as well as some upgrading to do here. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. All right, so got a little bit of Soul Land Reloaded. We're looking at a new event now. We got finally the first of the actual Spirit Souls, SSS, because I was waiting when actually they were going to come out with one of these. We knew that they've introduced everything. They've got hidden weapons, they've got divine tools, but they didn't have any Spirit Souls until now. So this is the first one, the Yin Yang Chaos Bird. They're really hitting the diamonds on this. It's an exceedingly expensive event. So let's go ahead and take a look at. We got the debut limited. Okay, just standard. You know, if you want to spend a little bit here or there, collect the shard collection standard. And we got the Spirit Soul sale now. 250 for 40. Okay, that's a lot. Okay, so it translates about 10,000 diamonds. So yeah, I was really surprised when they did that. Fortunately, I'm all the way down to 7,006, and you know me. I rarely go below 10,000. I always like to keep a little bit in the bank, so to speak. But they really just hit it. And then the I'm working on the Dark Devil as my second SS plus that I want to max out. So that hit me for another 125 for 20 of those. And then they had some of the Blood Essence, which you difficult to come by. You can get sets of this where you get like 120 on occasion, but generally you just don't have it very often. So I always like to purchase it. So there's I really wanted to get my hands on the Awakening branches as well as these right here, and I will possibly, but you know, this is only 300, so that's not really going to set me back any. But yeah, it's just that was a whole bunch of stuff. Okay, so yeah, they just really knocked it down. But it's 3 days, so you'll be able to build back up. But yeah, so not really much else going on in that. Like now, they've got the actual second thing that's really hitting hard is the fact that they're adding 50 diamonds along with the actual material that you earn. You earn this inside of your sweeps, okay? But you still got to supply 50 diamonds per, okay? So you're looking at another 30 for those. You're looking at another 1,500. Okay, so keep that in mind. That you know you're this really breaking the bank with this in terms of diamonds. It's unusual. Normally everything's been pretty much static. Hidden weapons. You know, there've been slight variations in the amount of diamonds, but there's never been really anything this large. I mean, this is huge. So just keep that in mind that you're going to need, if you want to get the full amount of shards, which is the 40 that they're offering and 30 that they got here, which is a total of 70 shards, okay, that you can get within this event. Okay, and if you take a look at the actual Spirit, it's a little bit slightly, you know, it's only 110. Okay, so, you know, keep that in mind. But yeah, definitely out. So, you know, go for what you can. Get as much of as you can. You know, you want to try to do it because it's, you know, it's going to be needed as the first Spirit Soul. There'll be more. It's got a pretty good skill set. There's really nothing wrong with it in terms of what it offers. Okay, but you know, it's going to be a slow build because it's a SSS. So you're not going to see shards for it very often. Okay, so just keep that in mind. You still want to focus on your SS pluses, max those out. Okay, because that's what you're going to be using most of the time. Okay, so they've got that. If they've also got an Awakening event, which you might want to participate in if you get a chance. This is stuff at the page, but they do have the chest. If you do open the chest up, so 80 times 10, so 800 keys. You'll be able to choose between whichever one you want. Okay, that's 30. I'd like a little bit more if I was going to go all the way to 80, but it is what it is. I'll definitely do the 10 do the 100 just to get the 20 actually, 10, 16, 20 right there. I'll definitely do that. Okay, special sale, and of course we always have Super Monday is up, as well as the actual active wheel. Remember, it started yesterday, runs today and tomorrow. You can only miss 3. 24 is the max you can get. 21. So I'll do my 8 tomorrow. I won't be able to do 8. I'll only be able to do 6, and then it will be needed to get this. I'll do the 2 extra, of course, just to clear the thing. But I just need 6 to hit it, because I missed one on Friday, but I did get all of them today. So that's what we're looking at. I've already been in today, but the red dots came back. So I think. So if you have any diamonds left over, which you might not, there's some other things in here, such as awakening items and stuff. But yeah, as you can see, there are 3,000 diamonds. So this is they're really breaking the bank with these 2 events. You're definitely going to be low on diamonds, but you know it's safe to build it up. I mean, it's not like it takes an exceedingly long time. We should have another. There should be quite a bit of a space. It's probably going to be next week. End of next week before we see the second event for Ending, the tank, which I will be getting and I will be building. So we'll have some information on that. Everything else is pretty much the same. Just like always, they've got wrong up. That'll be closing out pretty soon, and Zoo King's concert's up. So make sure you participate in that. The Zoozing concert, I do it. It's a good way to get some related quartz and a few other things, but it really doesn't have that much in that. I did hit, definitely do your thing, and don't forget to claim the task when you do the Soul Beasts on that. I didn't get really lucky today. I did hit this, which I just used for Dark Devil since I'm working on him. I've already got Giant Dragon Use maxed out. Dark Devils, I think he's like, I got him at like 2, maybe 1 or 2 stars. Before I even start working on that. But those will be the ones we're working on. You want to build those up. I mean, it's going to be, like I said, it's going to be really difficult to build up Yin Yang, the Chaos Bird, just because he's triple S. We'll start getting more. You'll start seeing more shards for those units once we start going to the SP, which will we've got Inming, and then we've got Zhu, and then we've got Hu, and then we've got Oscar. He is, I think, at the last of the triple S characters, and then they'll be going to the SPs. So you're looking at, we're looking at probably about possibly another 5 to 6 months before we actually start seeing anything with SP. So just focus on, in that time, just focus on your SS pluses, max those out and utilize those. I mean, if I will probably get 2, would be my assumption of these. They'll probably offer 2 triple S Spirit Souls before we start seeing the SPs, would be my assumption. They haven't really gone much really hard into the newer ones. They introduced, as you can see, we got 4 of the SSs and we got 4 of the SS pluses. So my assumption is, I don't think they'll do 4. They might. But if they do 4, and considering the spacing they have between the Spirit Soul events, they'd be halfway into the SPs before we actually see the 4th Spirit Soul being recognized. So we'll have to wait and see what they're going to do with that. Wonder why I had that. So, oh yeah, I did upgrade Dark Devil. Managed to complete his star. So that's where that's coming from. So I've got so many red dots. I'll have to go clear my red dots. All right, so that's where, as you can notice, I'm up to 11 billion. So I've already cracked up another. Last day we did 1, but they came out with a few things. So did that, and I haven't done the big one. Now I mentioned a while back in the last event that they had a Soul Bone event. I did go all in for the chest, which is one of the reasons why I only have 6,000 is low up. It's because of the fact I spent close to 16,000 just to get all those chests, so that I could get the actual Phoenix blood. Okay, so let's go ahead and take care of that. I said I would do it with you guys, so we're going to go ahead and do it right now. So, as of course we're working on Eva. Remember, soul bones are transferable, guys. Build them. It doesn't matter who you build it on right now. You can always remove it and put it on somebody else. So don't hesitate to utilize the actual um, materials and whatnot that you get, because you could swap it to a new person. You could even, dissolve some of this stuff and get it back. So this game's exceedingly hard to mess up. Okay, if you pick something you don't like it, a lot of cases you can get most of the materials back. So don't be bad. So we got this right here. So as we know, as I've told you, the Phoenix Blood is the thing. So I did went ahead and went all in. You had to go like all the way to the end, okay, to get the actual Phoenix Blood. They seem to be offering that. So this is one of the reasons I like to keep an extra amount of diamonds in the bank. If I might not have been able to participate fully in this Spirit Soul event if I hadn't always kept an excess of diamonds on hand. I had no idea that they were going to hit me for like 10,000 just for all those shards. I mean, I was not ready for that diamonds just to get that. But I do want to get the SS because I would like to, of course, start building the triple S Spirit Souls. So here we are. So let's go ahead and do this one's right here. Permanently increases elemental resistance by 2. This gives some PvP damage reduction. So that's pretty good. So let's take a look at this. So this is I think this is okay. So this is hit points percentage, and this is physical death. So really, either or, apples oranges type thing. So let's just go ahead and we'll go ahead and do the actual chest bone just because it'll probably look a little bit cooler. But I think it's going to give it a similar look to this. You can't really tell that it changes it to they don't really have a specialized picture for the actual things. I mean, it's a little bit different, but you can't really tell it. You can tell that this is leg bones. If you look at the eyes and then you go to that, you'll see that it's different positioning. So, but it's really difficult to tell. So let's exactly see. You can tell a lot easier on the when it's SS plus. So let's see, how much this one does here. So we're going to go ahead and do advancement, and we're going to take it up. So it's triple S. Okay, promotion is finished. Okay. Oh yeah, big jump right there, which I was expecting. Fusion. Okay. See, I always want to keep these Beastie Boys in the bag because it's something that you need, and these as well too. So we're going to go ahead and break it through to get it to purple, and we're going to bring it up to the rest of them. See, even though these materials, these are exceedingly easy materials to get, just don't forget them. I noticed that some of the times, they reutilize a material for something else. So these things disappeared once you max out the the levels and stuff. It starts to disappear, and you don't really think you need it, but you actually do. So we want to do the limit on this, so we'll max that out. Perfect job. So now we've limited all 3 pieces. This probably will give me an extra Soul Force trial. Yes, it does. Light up. Okay, so got that. Check your Soul Force emerge. It shouldn't change. I think it only changes when you get an actual new, but I do like to just check it. Just hit place all and let it make the adjustments for you if you need it. All right, so that's it. So we got that piece up. So one more event for Soulbone, and if they have that chest draw again, I hope they do. I'll spend the diamonds. Hopefully, I'll have the diamonds built back up back then, and I'll be able to get a full triple S piece of gear on Evil Eye. I might be moving that off. Okay, I might be putting it. What I might do is. When I get Hue, I'll take Hue and I'll take the set that's on Clear Sky, move that over to Evil Eye, and then move that triple S set onto Hue because she is more powerful. Okay, she's like super powerful. So I definitely want to make her my strongest character because she's just a damage. She's just a damage nut. I mean, she just obliterates. She did everything. She obliterated when she was A+. character, and I'm sure she's going to obliterate it. I've already got people telling me that she can take out SP characters. So yeah, we definitely want to do her. But as I've said before, the last characters that they introduce inside of the levels have always seemed to be the powerful, which is interestingly why Oscar's going to be in there. Don't get me wrong, he's probably going to be a super awesome, but he's a healer. Okay, so it'll be interesting to see what they offer, putting that as a second to last before they start jumping into the SPs. But anyway, so yeah, but we're going to be focusing on, we're going to do Inmen, and Inmen we'll be bringing him up. I've got a lot of the mats for him, so I should be able to be close to maxing him out fairly quickly, and he will replace Ren. Okay, so I'll be taking the Soulbone stuff that's on Ren, and I'll be putting it onto Inming. Inming does a ton of damage. I mean, he's a tank, and he has like he's like a shield damage reduction. Okay, based on the fact that he's reducing the damage so much, he's just not going to take much damage. So instead of Ren, who heals herself, he's going to combat the damage by just reducing the amount of damage that it does to him. I mean, there are instances where I can conceivably see 80% of the damage being reduced. I mean, that's a ton of damage. So he really doesn't need to heal himself. You might want to stick a hidden weapon, or or one of the actual beasts, associate him with one of the beasts, the spirit souls, that gives you a little bit of a heal as well, just to be safe, because he really doesn't have any healing that I could tell. I mean, he does have HP boosts and things like that, but damage lost, it doesn't see any way to actually recover that, which shouldn't be a problem considering he's reducing the damage. He's got HP buffs and a little bit. He's just not going to probably have an issue surviving. Okay, I mean, and he's a triple S, so his base stats are going to be much higher than Ren's. Okay, I mean, there's no doubt Ren is the best tank in the game at this time, but she will, of course, not be after Inming comes out. He's just going to be a better tank, and he's going to do a ton of damage. Ren does damage too, don't get me wrong, but not nearly as much as Inming's going to do. I mean, I thought he was an attacker at first, but then you see the damage reduction, and you begin to realize that he's a tank at heart, but he just does a lot of damage, with it. So that's one of the nice things about the Triple S characters, that they can, they're a new class of character, they can add more. I would not surprise me. Just take it like SS Plus does 2 specialty type skills. A Triple S does 3 specialty type skill, and then you're going to have your SPs, which wouldn't surprise me if they do 4 specialty type skills. So just that, and with their base stats, they're just exceedingly useful. And because you can focus on the soul bones and pull soul bones from somebody else that's already max or near max, you can usually enter them into your team fairly quickly, which is one of the things I like about this. A lot of times you get a character and then you have to spend like months and months and months building it. Here you can actually swap a lot of the stuff. I mean, you can't swap this armor set right here, Okay, but you can get back the mats if you want to dissolve it. I'm not going to, because I'm going to keep this up for the BP, but I could if I wanted to. But your soul bones and the soul wings can be taken off and put onto the next character that replaces it. So you just have to worry about getting shards, which I have tons of. Okay, ton of shards. I'm going to be able to build in Ming, and I'm going to be able to build Hugh, and I'm going to have shards left over. I've been banking them. Okay, I've been banking them specifically because I had a plan. My plan has always been Hugh. Well, before I knew about Hugh, my plan was the last 2, and the Triple S was my thought. They were the most powerful in the SS Plus, so I thought they were going to be the most powerful in the S's. So get the last 2 of the Triple S's and build, replace them on my team. And then as the SPs come out, we'll take stock and decide what we want to do for the final team. Okay, the final team will, of course, be the latest class. Will, of course, the goal will be 4 SPs for the main team, and the rest of the SPs as support. and then triple S's to make up the default team. We won't have any SS's or any SS pluses, but that's long-term goal. I mean, I like the IP, so I don't have any, I like to plan in the future. So I don't see any, that's the long-term goal. For right now, we're just going to focus on that. But seeing Ming does so much damage, and I could use damage, I just decided to go ahead and do him. Oscar's, well, we'll take a look at Oscar. I mean, I've never been a big fan of Oscar. Sausages are pretty cool. They do a lot of healing and whatnot. But I just don't see. I just don't see him doing much damage in terms. I mean, I could see him doing a lot of support. I assume he's going to have some really cool skills, but at this particular time, he's not something that I'm really focused on at this point. After I've built in Ming and Hugh, because that will make, that will be teams that I will be utilizing those on my team. I'll start building up. I mean, I'm going to get Oscar, don't get me wrong. I will, of course, go through the event. I will get him. I just won't build him at this particular time. That could change. If it turns out that he's like super, super awesome and he grants these like super, super attack buffs or something like this, it might be something that you want to consider. But he's going to be replacing, Seaguy Tang San. So, but I got a feeling that we're going to see Tang San. I assume he's going to be an SP. My assumption would be he'll be the last character in the SP class. Okay, considering he's the protagonist of the entire IP. So my assumption would be the most powerful character in the game is going to be him. And he's SP 4. Okay, that would just be my assumption. But we'll have to see. Plus, the first in the SP, they'll probably do something like they did with Evil Eye. I hope it's not Evil Eye again. Another Daimuma as the SP. Because they're usually generous with the first character, as they have been with Evil Eye. So they allow people to get him. They allow people to actually find ways to build him. So they made things a little bit, feasible since he was the introduction. I assume they'll do the same thing when they come out with the SP characters. I'd hope they would have a different character in the SP. If somebody's playing the Asian server, let me know. But we'll have to see what they do for us over here in Global. But yeah, so that's everything that I have for today. So thanks a lot for watching. Remember to get in there and focus on everything. If you can, just make sure that you do what you can to do that. And also realize that the Awakening event, this is its first day for that. So it's got 2 more days. Okay. As does the Yin Yang Chaos Bird. Those both have 2 days left. Okay, so this is the first day that those events have come out. So you've got 3 days to participate. So just anything you can do, focus on your quests to get diamonds. Okay, if you get a chance, you want to run through all of your rankings and re-rank your characters. The higher the ranking, the more reward that you get on a daily basis in terms of diamonds. Okay, so just make sure you do that. Get as high as you can. That'll get you more diamonds because they're asking a lot of diamonds for this event. If you want to get the Yin Yang Bird, I mean, it's not important. It's not like a world-breaking character. He does have a lot of skills that are useful, and you can't, unless you want to spend money, you really can't get him at this particular point. But you'll be able to get him very soon. But yeah, even if you do get him, you're not going to be able to build him for a while. So it's not really that important. Okay, I just like to make sure I get all of the shards that are free that they offer. Okay, that way I keep on a track because I understand that whenever the Yin Yang comes around for the 3rd time, if you've participated and got all the free shards that they've given you beforehand on that 3rd appearance, you'll be able to create the character. So that's why I want to go ahead and get what they're offering right now, okay, which will be 1540, which I believe it's 1540, which should be 90 shards. Spirit Soul Sale, so we've got 40 right here, and then the exchange another 30. Yes, so that's 70 shards. Okay, so 40, 30, 70 shards. Okay, so interesting. So keep that in mind. All right, but yeah, so he's out there, and he's pretty good. These Spirit Soul gems, these come. This is a resource that you get, so you need to do your sweeps. Okay, so do your sweeps to get this, and then do this to get the remaining shards for that. Okay, uh, I've got 7 more that I've got to get. Okay, which will give me the required amount. So keep that in mind that it's a lot of diamonds. I'm sorry if you can't, but it's just a ton of diamonds. 10,000 just to do the just the straight purchase. So if you weren't, if you were playing your diamonds close to the vest, you might have trouble building up the required amount of diamonds to make there before the event ends. But we'll see. I'm going to keep building them back up, but I should be able to get everything that I need. Okay, I'll be able to get enough diamonds, but I'm going to be pretty low. It might be surprised if I drop down below 5,000 by the time this event's over. I've never been that low before. Hopefully the next event that they come out with after this ends is not something. Please do not come out with a the time limited event where the time limited funding event where you have to buy stuff. That would be just heartbreaking to throw out an event like that right after they've sucked everyone dry for close to 15,000 diamonds just to participate in getting their first Triple S Spirit Soul. But we'll have to see. All right, so again, thanks a lot for watching. Remember to subscribe. Once you've subscribed, you'll see the bell. Click on it. You get notified each time I drop a video. Kid here, coming at you from the corner, signing out.